Thanks for joining us. Minnesota House Democrats announced Monday that they're prepared to not show up to session if House Republicans won't agree to share power. House Republicans currently have 67 members, compared to 66 on the DFL side. The House was set to be equal until a judge ruled that a DFL candidate elected last fall did not satisfy residency requirements, leading to an upcoming special election. As a result, Speaker-designate Lisa DeMuth said Monday that Republicans plan to act as a majority on January 14th. However, House DFL leader Melissa Hortman of Brooklyn Park says in the House, a majority of 68 members is required to conduct business. She says neither caucus has the legal majority.
We will do what it takes to preserve the will of the voters in the Minnesota House of Representatives. In this last election, Minnesotans voted for equal numbers of Democratic and Republican state representatives. Honoring the will of the voters means governing together under power sharing.
Hortman says if a power sharing agreement isn't reached, Democrats will not show up on the House floor on the 14th. With the legalization of marijuana, the State Patrol is renewing its push to keep drug drivers off the road. As Kevin Miller found, new tools could play an important role in the battle between THC and DWIs.
Above Minnesota highways, a sign with the most Minnesotan of safe driving reminders.
Yes, we want them to get a little bit of a laugh, but mainly it's to get their attention drawn to it.
It's part of a punny new campaign from the State Patrol, and despite the tone, Sergeant Tyler Millis says the State Patrol is serious about drugged driving.
This holiday season, we know that more and more people are out and about. They're attending parties and things like that. So yes, there is an increased focus on impaired driving. And again, our main goal is to make sure that people get to their destination safely.
Along with a new sign campaign, the State Patrol is aiming to put a new drug detection tool to work in 2025. They've spent about a year working on a pilot program for an oral roadside drug test. When troopers pull someone over on suspicion of DWI, they can use it like a breathalyzer, but it detects drug use.
Within less than 10 minutes, it'll provide positive or negatives for 6 different substances.
The aim is to make sure field sobriety tests hold up in court. The pilot program has wrapped up, and law enforcement says the results were comparable with other states that have legalized cannabis.
The preliminary data that we've seen is positive. It is what we expected it to be.
State lawmakers will now decide if the test results can be used in the courtroom.
We have until February of 25 to complete a legislative report. So ultimately, that's going to get passed to legislators, and then they will make the ultimate decision on how they want to move forward with that.
They'd like to deploy them in the field this year, but until the laws are sorted out, expect to see more punny signs.
They laugh, it sticks in their memory if we add some humor to it, so they start sharing that message with others.
Kevin Miller, CCX News.
The first homicide victim this year in Minneapolis has been identified as a Brooklyn Center man. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office says 21-year-old Bobby Hawkins died Friday night of multiple gunshot wounds. He was shot in North Minneapolis and died at North Memorial Health Hospital. ShotSpotter technology alerted Minneapolis police of the gunfire. No arrests have been announced in the case. Police continue to investigate. A Brooklyn Park man will spend more than 25 years in prison after he shot a man at a family gathering. 32-year-old Lou Chang pleaded guilty in Hennepin County Court to shooting a 34-year-old Coon Rapids man in September. According to the criminal complaint, the shooting occurred at a birthday celebration. The victim was standing just a foot away from a 2-year-old child when he was shot multiple times. Chang told a witness he killed the man because he had disrespected him. The Crystal Man accused of hiding a stolen pair of Judy Garland slippers made famous in the Wizard of Oz movie plans to plead guilty. That's according to the Associated Press. Jerry Saladerman, who's now 77 and in poor health, hid the prized slippers years ago by burying them near a shed in his backyard. The FBI eventually recovered them. Another man admitted to stealing the slippers in 2005 from the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. The slippers were returned to their rightful owner and were recently sold at auction for $28 million, a record price for movie memorabilia. A project aimed at helping Brooklyn Park youth is getting a big boost. It's all thanks to a former Viking and his foundation's connection to a local nonprofit.
The Adam Thielen Foundation, they want to help us with this project, and they want to make a donation to us for $100,000. I cried at that point because I knew that this is going to be a great game changer for our youth in our community.
Cindy Hill is co-founder of the Minnesota Chill Foundation. She invited representatives from the Thielen Foundation to tour the Zanewood Recreation Center in Brooklyn Park, where they do much of their youth programming. The city is planning to build a new gymnasium and teen center at Zanewood, but they were seeking additional funding sources to fulfill that vision. After seeing the impact Zanewood has on local youth, the Thielen Foundation agreed to help fund the construction of the gym.
But if you can imagine a brand new 2-story building right on top of the basketball courts will be the new teen center, the new gymnasium, where we're looking to do all types of different programs, sports teams, and training, and really just offering a safe space for our youth to be able to play basketball, play pickleball, play volleyball, and learn a number of different sports with each other.
Construction on the project will begin sometime this spring. Meanwhile, Thielen, who currently plays for the Carolina Panthers, is a candidate for the NFL's Man of the Year award. To vote for him, you can find a link on our website at ccxmedia.org.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
The Totino-Grace boys basketball team has won the past 3 state titles in Class 3A. Cretin-Derham Hall is a regular contender in 4A, and they are rated #1 this season. The Eagles and Raiders met up in a big matchup. Chaz Moots has highlights.
Totino-Grace winners of 6 of their last 7 games heading into their big road matchup at undefeated 8-0 Cretin-Derham Hall. Opening minutes of the game, Chase Watley came to play a little hezzy spin move into a pull-up, knocks it down with a hand in his face. Watley led all scorers with 28. A few minutes later, Malachi Hill, some great fakes in the paint, stepped through floater, got it, TG up early. The Raiders answered back and got on a run midway through the first half. Ty Schlegel dished to JoJo Mitchell, corner 3. Mitchell netted 21 points. Cretin also has 6'11" big man Tommy Oneman. The Notre Dame commit misses the first, gets his own rebound, and finishes with an and 1. The Eagles hung around though. Hill finds Vincent Jacob alone in the corner for 3. TG down by just 1 at the half. Then after intermission, it's Jacob getting the assist. This time he finds Daniel Zoa, 1 of 2 threes on the night from the freshman. Eagles up by 4. Cretin responding again. Mitchell dumped down to Oneman. The big man finishes with a flush. Oneman had a double-double, 25 points and 17 boards. Midway point of the second half, Jalen Hines from deep, no, but a tip-in from Tian Chapman. The Eagles were tough and scrappy all night. They had a lead late, but the Raiders went on a timely run in the final 5 minutes. Schlegel with 2 of his 16 on the oop. Cretin had 4 players in double figures, including Julian Smith with 17. He went 4 of 6 from 3. The Raiders hold off Totino-Grace 82-77. In St. Paul, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Breck and Blake have had a good rivalry in boys hockey through the years. They faced off Saturday in Golden Valley. Blake paying a visit to Breck Anderson Arena to take on Breck in boys hockey. Blake flurry leads to a goal. Isaac Wynn makes a couple of saves, but the Bears keep firing, and eventually Grant Matuszak sweeps it in for a 1-0 lead. It's 2-0 Bears after 1. Second period, and Breck gets one from long range as Garrett Trench's shot on the rush sneaks through and in for a goal as the Mustangs pull within 2-1. Later in the second, Kellen Matuszak throws it out front, and it deflects to Grant Matuszak for his second of the game. Blake leads 3-1 after 2. Early in the third on a power play, it's across to Axel Bisbee for the shot and goal from the top of the circle. Blake's lead grows to 4-1. They get another power play tally. The first shot hits traffic, but Landon Bell buries the loose puck to make it 5-1. The Bears later lead 6-1. Breck gets 2 late goals, including a nice one from Ben Amato, but it's not enough as Blake skates to a 6-3 win. It's been a tough season for the Cooper girls basketball team, but the Hawks had a good performance against Columbia Heights. Chaz Moots has highlights.
Cooper trying to snap a 2-game skid. The Hawks 1-8 on the year. Columbia Heights 2-7. First half, Highlanders off to a good start. Samira Peters with a turnaround jumper in the paint. Peters had 12. CH started the game up 10-0. Hawks came back though. Anijah Scarver 3 in transition. That gave Cooper a 14-12 lead. Later in the first half, it's Scarver left alone again. She hits from deep again. Scarver had 15. Cooper up 5 at the half. Zoe Smith also had a night for the Hawks. Corner 3 from her. Smith led all scorers with 19 points. Later in the second half, it's Smith left all alone from the top of the key. She sinks that. Cooper was ripping up the Highlanders zone. Then another bucket in transition. Amia Hudson-Hicks pull-up J. The Highlanders did come all the way back though. They were down 3 with under 10 seconds on the clock, but the potential game-tying 3 is off the mark. Cooper holds on for the 58-55 win. In New Hope, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.